Hey, what's going on? Matthew Taman here. I am so excited to share with you how to build a high quality landing page with ChatGPT. Now, this is a crash course, right? It's part of my extended course that I teach how to build any type of website and how do you generate the content, because that's been the biggest challenge that most people have. How do I generate highly optimized content for my landing page, for my website? Well, I'm going to share with you in my course the prompts that you use and how to generate quality landing pages, content that you can be able to, copy, paste, and you can design it in record time. So let's dive into this crash course, and I'll see you later. If you haven't heard of ChatGPT, you're probably living under a rock somewhere, right? Because that's been out in the news and all over. So one of the benefits about using this is that when you're building a landing page, one of the biggest challenge that you're going to face is coming up with the content. How do you put this? Where do you put that? What makes sense? What's SEO optimized? Well, this is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money for that. Because instead of you having to hire a copywriter, you can be able to use this tool, which is absolutely free, to build the content and the structure that you need for your site. So I wanted to show you guys, okay, I'm going to be using Gridbox, okay, Gridbox. But I wanted to show you guys how you can be able to utilize this. Again, this is just to get you started. So you can go to ChatGPT. This is the free version, not the pro version, right? And you can be able to put in different prompts. Now, I'm not going to cover all the details with the prompts because I have my advanced course that I teach how to build websites with that you can sign up for. So let's say that I wanted to build an e-commerce store or a landing page for an e-commerce store that sells smartwatches. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a prompt. It's just to let ChatGPT know, okay, this is what I'm looking for. I want to build a landing page. I need some help. So I'm going to put in a prompt here to see what ChatGPT does. So I'm going to put in this and I'm going to click enter to see what I get. So it's going to do its thing, go through this whole process so you can be able to see. And it's pretty amazing. So it's giving you all the different components that you're going to need for your landing page. Now, typically in times past, if you didn't know how to do this, then you had to figure it out, had to know what to put where, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. So from this, it gives you a lot of options. Now, you got to understand something about this. When you want to build a sales page, you may not need all of these right here. I want to keep things simple. Again, I cover the details or the advanced in my one-on-one trainings that I do. Okay, so now there are key sections that you're going to need whenever you're building a landing page. It gives you so many that you can choose from, right? This is the whole shebang. But you don't need that right now. If you want to build something simple, the key stages that you're going to need is you're going to need the hero section, which is right here. You're going to need the key features. You're going to need the specs. You're going to need the testimonials, right, which is right there. You're going to need the FAQs, which is right there. And then you're going to need a call to action, some type of call to action. And then you're going to need like a footer. So those are the key things that you're going to need to be able to build a simple landing page. Now, this gave me a little bit more than what I need. So now what I want to do is this. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me to build the hero section of the website. So here's how that go. So I'm just asking ChatGPT, I want to build a hero section, but this is the information that I need. So let's see what we come up with. And now you have the key features that's needed. So as you're building your landing page, all of this stuff, all you would have to do is, I'll show you later on, you just copy and paste over to see how things are going to be in the final product, right? So now that we have that, we're going to ask for some other stuff here. So this is going to go for the key features section. Let's see what we get. Now, again, I'm getting all these key features. I'm not going to use all of it, but I just wanted to show you. So now let's move on. Let's get some specs. Okay, I want to get specs about this. So let's see what we get for the specs. And just like that, we have the specs. Now we're going to get some testimonials set up. And then let's see what we get for the testimonials. So right here, we have 3 solid testimonials that we can be able to use. And then next thing, we want to be able to ask it about, the FAQs. So we're going to use this information it provides to build the FAQ. Now the FAQ is done. Now with the footer, that's something that you can be able to build on your site later on. But just like that, you see you have all the content that you need to build a quality landing page. And you're probably wondering, so I have all this content, what do I do with it? How can I build my website with it? There's a lot of stuff that's here. Again, you're not going to need everything that's here, right? You can just kind of use some stuff and kind of edit what you don't need. So let's go back now to Gridbox. From here, when you go over to the blocks, we're going to use what's called page blocks to build this. Now, page blocks are really great because this is like the hero section of the site. Now, there's one part that I forgot to add before we do this. There's one thing that I forgot to add. So let's go back here, and that is the call to action. So when it does that, I can go through this and I just pick the one that I think it connects most with the audience that I'm going for. And I give the shop now, explore more features, and you can choose any one of these. Okay, any one of this to use for that. So now that we have this information, let's go over here. So when you go to Gridbox, you have the page blocks. Now, page blocks allow you to build websites super fast, right? You can be able to use any one of these to just drag and drop. Okay, so I'm going to use something simple. Let's say something like this. I'm going to drag this over and drop it. So this is going to be the hero section. So all the information that I got from here, let me go back here. All the information that I got from the beginning, from the hero section, let me go back to the top. I am going to use it. So now let's go back here, but I'm not going to do that right now. So with the call to action buttons, I can be able to use one of the ones that ChatGPT recommended. But I want to show you guys the structure of how things are going to be. Now you go back again to Gridbox and you can go to the About Us. This is where you can see the different features, okay? You want to be able to use features to grab people's attention. And I'm going to use, let me see one of these here. So I'm going to use these 2 types here. So I'm going to drag this one over, right? I like how that looked. And I go back to page blocks and I drag the next one over. So this is where all the features are going to be. It's just side by side like this. And if I wanted to add more, I can be able to add more. But for now, I think these 2 here, they do a pretty good job. And then let's go back now. So now that we have those features, we want to be able to add some specs. Go back to page block. You go to services, right? You want to be able to add some specs about key things about what that has to offer. Now I'm just going to drag one of these here. Again, you can change the name for any one of these. Hold on, I got to put down the wrong section. So let me just delete that. So I put down the wrong section. So I'm just go back here and I'm just going to grab this one is fine. Anyone is okay. You can choose, drag it and just drop it. So just like that, I'm building out how the landing page is going to be. So now I have that. The next thing is I want to grab some testimonials. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to clone this here so I can be able to add more features to it. So the next thing is I want to be able to grab a testimonial. So I'll go to page blocks and I can go to testimonials. Now ChatGPT, if you go back here, it gave us 3 options for, let me scroll to the bottom here. It gave us 3 options for testimonials, right? Where's that? Right here. So we can be able to use this testimonials on there. So let's go back. Go back here, and I'm gonna scroll through here, see which one that I like. The style, you can choose any style that you want. So you scroll to the bottom, see the style that you want to use, and I'm gonna go with, let's say, something like this. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just drag this and just drop it right on the page. So just like that, I have the 3 testimonials that I want to add to the page. Okay. So now let's see what else we need. So with the testimonials, now let's go to the FAQ. So go back to page blocks, and we're going to go to the FAQ section. Now they have different styles of FAQs, but I'm just going to drag this one. Let me scroll to the bottom here. I'm going to drag this FAQ and I just put right there. Okay, so now we'll have that. I'm going to delete this footer. Okay, so now this is the general, your website is pretty much almost done because you have the structure, you have the layout that's needed. So if I wanted to change one of these buttons here, I can be able to click to edit. If I click to edit, call to action. Now let's go over to see what ChatGPT gave. They gave us options here for the type we can use. So we can use join the community, or get fit today. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to use this one. The first one is going to be, let me just put join the community. And then I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to put join now. Is that what that says on there? So that says get fit today. So I'm going to put here get fit today. Get fit today. And of course, I can always link this. If I want to change the background, I can just change this background. You can grab any image that you want, but for this, I'm just going to use a gradient, right? So you can put a color. You can change the color. You can download any image from anywhere. So you can click here and you can put an image. So I'm just going to throw something on there. So now I have an image that I just threw something on just to show you guys how that's going to work, right? And if you go back to ChatGPT here, again, this is just a crash course just to give you guys an overview of what you can be able to do. So, I can use, let's say I wanted to use this one right here. This headline, I'm going to grab this, right? And I can just put that right there. Right click to edit. And go to design. That's too big. Probably make that, let's see if we put that at 40, what that looks like. Okay, 40, good. And I'm going to change this line height to, let's see what 30 looks like. Well, that's too much, just a little. So I'll put it back to 40. But again, I'm just showing you, I'm going to put this to center. But again, I'm just showing you how you can be able to just use ChatGPT, the content that is already provided for you, and you can style your pages. Now, typically to do something like this, it'll probably take a long time to get it done. But just like this now, you have that page done. And if you wanted to do something with this, you can change the image for this here as well. And let me see here. I'm going to come in here, just edit. There's just too much space. So I want to remove some of that space. Because when you work in a landing page, you want to be able to work on the structure first. So I'm going to take that space. That's off. There's no more space. I'm going to come to this one, and I want to take this space off. So when you work in a landing page, take that off. So now it's a little bit closer, side by side, which is what I'm going for. And then I can, with the services, let me come here. I can edit this one and put the design I want to put in the middle. I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm just going quickly, just designing. Again, you can see how simple I've been able to build the page. Now I want to be able to put some type of a divider right here. So I'm going to come here, click to edit, go to background. Okay, so I want to put the background here. So I was clicking too much. So let me just come back here. Click to edit, go to background. And then I can put for the bottom, let's see what I want to put. I'm just going to use this for now, okay? And then go right here, and I'm going to change the line height. So I like how that looks. And I can change whatever color. If I wanted this to be a different color, I can change that to a blue. So now we have that blue. And then our landing page is coming up pretty good. And then I can pretty much just grab any image that I want to change this with. Again, I'm just going to use just random images here, but I wanted to show you what that looks like. how simple you can be able to use something. I'm just going to grab something here. So I'll just grab this, add it. Now you can always change whatever image you use. The same thing too that you do for this one, you can change the image for it. And then you scroll down, you can change the services. So when you go to ChatGPT, all the service stuff that it gave you, you can be able to use any one of these. Right, you put those on there. And then with the testimonials, you can just go back to the testimonials here and you can grab these, right, and you put them there to format them. So you don't have to put the whole thing. If you wanted to just select, I'm just going to grab just a little bit of this right here just to show you. So I'm going to grab that and just like that, I have the testimonial. I can put the name. Let me see what else. We'll have this. I can use this too. And just copy just a little portion of it, not the whole thing. Right? You just want to get the highlights. So I can put that there. And I can do the same thing too for this one. And I'm just going to grab this. And I'm going to grab this and just put it right there. So just like that, I have the testimonials that's done. And then for FAQs, I can come back to ChatGPT and just look at some of the stuff they put on here. And I can create FAQs based on this. And now to edit it again, it's real simple. So let's say I wanted to put something about security, warranty, and policy. I'm going to come here, click to edit. Now I want to change the color for this a little bit because it's a little bit too dark. So I'm going to raise that up. Now when I do that, you notice that you can see the words a little bit more. So I'm going to come in, click to edit, and I'm going to change that title and then click on save. So now I can just grab this information here about the warranty at the policy, and I'm just going to click, and I can click that edit. So when I click on here, it drops down. I can click to edit that information there. So now I have that already done. And I can do the same thing too for all of these right here, right? All of this, I can put that. And that's pretty much the core of the landing page. Now I want to take some of the space that's here. I'm going to remove some of that space. And I'm going to take this space off. It's 100. It's just too much. And I want to do the same thing too. So what I'm going to do now with this one, I want to put another little divider. So first I'm going to remove that bottom. It's just too much. I want to put a little divider. I'm going to scroll down at the bottom. And I want to use, I can use the same, let me see, I can use something else. I can use this one, right? And then I can go here and I'm just going to drag that down. And just like that, now I have a different style. I can lift that orange color. So now I wanted to show you guys how simple that looks. So if you can just go, let's say I wanted to see what this looks like on the front end. So I'm going to click on view page. Now I don't see anything yet because I didn't click save. So what I want to do is you want to click save. So now that I click save, literally in just a matter of, a few minutes, I've been able to build a landing page, the structure of a landing page that you can be able to go through here and customize whatever you need. You can change the background colors. So let's say that I wanted to change the background color of this section here, right? So I wanted to change that background color. I didn't like how that looks. I'm going to come here. Let's do a gradient. So I'm going to do a gradient. So just like that, I can put a gradient. So just like that, I can choose a gradient. I can do linear or I can do radial, right? And I can choose pretty much any color that I want. I'm just showing you the possibilities that you can be able to have with this thing, right? And I can do that. And then let me just click here, save, and then go back on the front end to see what we have. And then I can scroll down, and there you have the gradient. So in just a few clicks, you've seen how you can be able to utilize and build just about anything. It walks you through all that process. So if you'd like to learn more and how to implement this, regardless of the type of business that you have, head over to my website, matthewtaman.com, and then you click on the Joomla link here. This is where you're going to get a one-on-one training how to build any type of website, whether it's a static or a dynamic, just like I showed you how to build with ChatGPT. Listen, this thing is going to give you all the details that you need specifically for your industry. Now, I use AI to be able to help you build websites and show you how you can maybe use that for digital marketing, content creation, regardless of the industry that you're going through. And you can see some of the landing pages here that I designed. All these landing pages were custom made. So if you wanted to promote a product, if you wanted to build an e-commerce store to sell products and you just don't know how to do it, well, you can be able to learn how to do it. And I can walk you through in a live session. This is not where you watch a bunch of videos, but this is where you actually learn how to do it. Watch my screen and I'll walk you through whatever questions you have. You can be able to learn at your pace, to schedule the times that you need. So I look forward to working with you to build the type of website that you need for your business or your clients.